Hey there, my friends. Good morning and happy Monday to you. Hope you're doing well. I'm sure you have seen the commercials. Compelling images of malnourished children living in absolute poverty among the most vile and unsanitary conditions. And when I view these images, I realize that if that child were in front of me, I would bring them to my table and I would feed them the best meal that I could possibly ever give them. I would wash them and make sure that they were completely free of filth, and I would dress them in clean and comfortable clothing. I would spare no expense and do whatever I could to ensure their conditions were greatly improved. Yet I am confronted with the feeling when I see those images that I am powerless to help. I have, it seems, no immediate way to reach out and provide nourishment or clothing and comfort or shelter. And then I hear the voice speaking on those commercials. As the powerful images are being displayed, the voice tells me that I can do something. And while I may not be able to actively or personally reach out and help that child, there are ways to help them from a distance. One of the epistles or letters written by the Apostle Paul to the many churches that he helped to start is the letter that is now known as the book of Philippians. And most Bible historians believe that Paul wrote this letter while imprisoned in Rome and several years after departing from Philippi to go into other cities and spread the gospel. In Philippians chapter 1, verse 4 through 5, Paul declares his gratitude that the Philippians have partnered with him in his work of spreading the gospel. Undoubtedly, this support was manifest in various methods, ranging from encouragement to financial support. And the point is that the church at Philippi was so strongly convinced by the life-changing message of the gospel as propagated by Paul, they became distance partners in his efforts. Can I just point out the obvious today? Distance speaks directly to what we're experiencing right now. Social distancing, distance learning, telework or distance work. Church is done at a distance. I simply want to point out today that distance does not have to be an excuse to be ineffective, especially when it comes to impacting someone else. Let's be distance partners in encouraging someone and in ministering to someone today. Let me ask if you would join me in 4 different ways in helping to accomplish this. Number 1, let's be distance partners in prayer. Never underestimate the power of prayer. There have been countless stories of someone being stirred to pray for a need that they couldn't sometimes even identify, yet they rose from the comfort of their sleep or activity, whatever they may have been doing, and stirred their soul in prayer. And later they would find that at the exact time they prayed, a distant pastor or a missionary or even just a friend was in dire need of divine help, and provision came due to an individual's willingness to lift their voice in prayer. Let's pray for one another. Number 2, finances. You may not be able to stand in an ICU ward and administer help to someone, but you might help that caregiver that is in that ICU ward by a donation or by providing food. You may not be able to get around the elders that you love. You may need to avoid being around them for their safety, but you can go on a shopping run for them and leave the groceries in a safe place for them. If you're part of a local church, stay faithful. That church is likely impacting dozens of people right now through care and compassion, and they need your giving distance partnership. Number 3, a way to distance partner is through encouragement. The Apostle Paul suffered for his dedicated delivery of the good news, and often he found himself imprisoned and he was persecuted. In 2 Timothy chapter 4, Paul writes to what can only be identified as his son in the gospel and pleads that he would come quickly to him. Paul goes on to share that those that had been partnering with him in ministry have all departed save one. And Paul longs for the voice, the face of the one that would encourage him in his lonely time. Offering words of encouragement right now can be an answer to the distance challenge. You've heard me say it often, and if you're a part of New Life, you've heard me say everyone should have the ministry of encouragement. Stay on mission is the 4th thing I want to share, and I'm done. Where you live, work, and play, you can absolutely share the gospel of Jesus Christ and its good news with someone right now, despite the distance. Let's not permit our impact on others to be held hostage while we're in this time of distance. I hope you're doing well. I can't wait to see some of you, and it's getting closer. Just hang on. God bless you. I love you.